Before this edition of Quick Look begins, a massive thank you goes to Play on Australia for providing the review code for Dead Island 2, available now on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PS5, PS4, and Windows PCs. Let's get on with the video! Legitimately, I am so excited about this episode of Quick Look, you guys, and I think for some of you guys, you'll probably be a little bit intrigued by that, but you know what? There's been a lot of hype surrounding this game ever since it was first announced years ago. Like, I think this was originally announced 2013. Yeah, 2013. This game has been in development for. I think this was like over a decade or something? And it's like, the development cycle on this particular game was just so long and convoluted that it's like, I'm surprised we're even here now. But we're finally talking about this game now that it's out. Thanks to Play on Australia, we're taking a look at Dead Island 2, the latest installment in the Dead Island franchise, which, at this point, would you consider it a trilogy? Because you've got the first game, then Riptide, and now 2. I feel like you could realistically consider the Dead Island franchise to be a trilogy, but that's going to be a debate for the comments to have. I'm not going to take part in that. So, what is Dead Island, for those who haven't played the original games? Well, I mean, I never played the original games myself, so I didn't really have much of a clue going into this, but it's a zombie game. It's a zombie game, and well, you fuck up zombies. And by fucking up, I mean killing the everlasting shit out of zombies. And legitimately, that's the main appeal of Dead Island. It's a zombie game. And I know, saying it in generic terms, people will think, oh, this is very a generic kind of game. It's not, though. Dead Island has a level of personality and style to it that is very different to other sort of zombie games. And I mean, zombie games in general, they're like different styles as such. Like, you've got your arena-based shooters of COD, which, let's be honest, after Ghosts, COD just went downhill, but I'll talk about that another time, probably in the MGB series. I'm actually playing a full episode about Activision and the Xbox deal, so that's something that I'll probably talk about then. Then, of course, you've got Left 4 Dead and Back 4 Blood, which they're very different in terms of the zombie genre because they're more of the online-focused games, which I love me a good online-focused sort of experience. Dying Light is more parkour-based and more about the platforming. More of like the Mirror's Edge style of thing. And then you've got Days Gone, which, well, in my personal opinion, which I know will have controversial takes across, but I don't care for Days Gone. I find it to be a bit trash. And, I mean, the PS4 generation I just did not like in general, so yeah, but I think Dead Island has a great balance between the different kinds of zombie games, as it's a more open-worldy type experience, where, of course, you just kill zombies, collect items, and that's kind of all you need. Like, for a zombie game, you just want it to be fun. And that's what I was looking for with this game. I never played the original Riptide, so for me, what I was looking for was a fun zombie game. That's what I was looking for. And this excels. Like, oh my god. I love the charisma and the character sort of thing. I was playing as Ryan because pop culturist reference? Probably not, but oh my god. I have to bring up that. Seriously, if you guys follow the pop culturists, you'll probably know who I'm talking about, but I'll put a link to their channel down below. for those people who are intrigued. But legitimately, Dead Island 2 is one of the most fun experiences I've had with a single-player game in a long time. Like, I kind of prefer, when it comes to fun sort of game experiences, I kind of prefer the more multiplayer side of things, like stuff like your WWE 2Ks and your Fall Guys and your multiverses and the like. And when I play a single-player game, it really depends on my mood, because it's like, sometimes I want something more chill, sometimes I want something more thrilling. And this, I think, might be one of the best sort of fun, thrilling single-player games that I've played in a while. So, what's the appeal of Dead Island 2? Well, the world. Like, the whole setting of LA, I love. I mean, we've only just had WrestleMania in LA, and there's definitely a bit of an LA kick for a lot of us. Like, I think for a lot of people, the whole appeal of Los Angeles as a city, with just all the piers and the beaches, and of course, the cityscapes and the Hollywood sort of aspects, that's definitely the appeal for a game like Dead Island 2. Like, the environment. And already, I love how the environments feel. I've only played like an hour, but in that hour, I love the presentation. I love the environments. There's a lot you can look at, and it's like, there's a lot of little Easter eggs and that kind of thing, and just, you could be spending ages just looking around. That's what I love about this, and I think a lot of people would definitely agree with me on that fact, that just looking around the environment is like, yeah, this is the kind of shit that makes a AAA game. Like, this is the kind of stuff I want to see from more AAA publishers. I think PlayOn is, like, the best when it comes to the big AAA publishers. Like, Bandai Namco and Square Enix, they appeal to the different niches as such like that. Activision has kind of been downhill for a long time. The console manufacturers appeal to the consoles themselves. And you look at some of the other big publishers like 2K and EA, it's like they're trying to get your money. And, well, through very sneaky ways. But I think what PlayOn does with their titles is that they bring a variety to them. They don't try and make rushed, pointless piles of shit. Like, they just want to make the best games possible. And sure, people will have divisive opinions. I mean, look at Saints Row. I personally really like the direction they went in with the more recent Saints Row, but a lot of people didn't like it. And that's okay. Everybody will have their own takes. And in my opinion, Dead Island 2 is probably one of the best games PlayOn has released. Like, probably ever. And that is a big thing to say. And just to keep this in mind, you guys, since I did receive a review code, obviously, PlayOn hasn't seen this video or not contributed to this video. All they did was send me the review code on PS5, and they're seeing this first time right alongside you guys, so gotta make sure transparency and all that, but still, I think when it comes to Dead Island 2, it is probably already one of the best games of the year. And that is bold. That is really bold considering the slate of titles we've got coming up. But I think we've already found a pretty good candidate for one of the best games of the year. Like, sure, people will say that it's not a masterpiece kind of game, but not everything has to be a fucking 10 out of 10 level masterpiece game. Sometimes you just want something fun. And this is fun. Like, I fully agree with a lot of things that some of the critics have said, but I feel like this game is definitely deserving of a lot of praise. This game is just brilliant. Like, if you love a fun zombie game, Dead Island 2 is a fun zombie game. I didn't play any bits with the cards and shit like that, but I feel like I've already understood how all the shit works, and You know, I think the biggest praise I can give is the combat. Like, wow, the combat is fun. Like, obviously, it's your typical first-person shooter-style combat, but I think what Dead Island 2 does with its combat is very effective, and the whole targeting the different parts of the body and just having that little bit of a combo-style system in there, I love it. I think it's some of the best combat in a first-person shooter. I mean, what do you consider this a shooter? You'd probably consider this a shooter. I don't know, but honestly, if you love these kind of games, if you love zombie games, this is the zombie game for you. This is legitimately one of the best experiences from a AAA publisher. Whoever in PlayOn decided to pick this one up and put it under Deep Silver, bravo, guys, bravo. Like, this game is just amazing. And it may have taken us like a decade to get here, but you gotta give praise for Dan Buster for stepping up and for making just such a brilliant game. I'm intrigued to see how they further it with DLC and future sequels and such like that. Hell, I'd be down for this to be turned into a movie, even. Like, I'd be down for that to happen, but that probably won't happen, but it could. But still, if you love a fun zombie game, play Dead Island 2. Like, you will fall in love with this game immediately. If you're not into zombie games or a thing, I'd still recommend this, because you probably might like a lot of the things about the game. Like the story, the characters, and all that. Like, this is just a fun experience, and is definitely a high recommendation. If you love zombie games, and you want a new kind of zombie game, there you go. Play it. But yeah, oh my god, thank you so much for all the support on the recent few quick looks. I'm very proud of how these videos have been turning out as such, and I am so excited for the rest of the year coming up. There's a bunch of games I want to check out, so I'll make sure to let you guys know when content for those titles come out. I'm even considering looking at something like AFL 23, maybe. I don't know, and there's still a lot more coming out. I mean, Fight Forever, that looks amazing. Undisputed, the new boxing game from PlayOn. I am definitely considering getting a review code for the console version when that happens. But pretty much, there is still a lot to come, and I am very excited for what's next, guys. So thank you all so much for watching, and as I always like to say, I will see you all next time. Take it easy, everyone, and I will see you all whenever that may be. Jamais!